Today we are discussing a study titled The Effect of Language Learning Strategies of Proficiency, Attitudes and School Achievement. This research goes beyond traditional views of language learning. Thank you for being here. To begin, what motivated you to study this topic?
Thank you for inviting me. We want to better understand what really drives success in language learning, not just what students learning, but how they learn and how that connects to their attitudes and academic results.
Well, that's interesting. I think because many people assume learning a language depends mostly on talent or exposure. What do you think? Does your research challenge the idea?
Yes, it does. Our findings suggest that learning is a much more complex process. It involves how students regulate their learning, not just how much they study.
So, would it be fair to say that learning a language is more of a strategy process than a natural ability?
Exactly. Students who actively plan, monitor, and evaluate their learning tend to achieve better results.
Okay, one thing that stands out in your study is the connection between strategies, attitudes, and performance. So, why is it important to analyze this together?
Yes, because they form a system and strategies influence how students feel about learning, and those attitudes directly affect their performance.
So, learning is not only cognitive but also emotional, right?
Exactly. Without positive attitude, even good strategies may not be used effectively.
And would you say that strategies influence performance directly or mostly through attitudes?
But there is a direct effect, but also a strong indirect effect through attitude, which plays a key role in sustaining motivation.
So your study emphasizes metacognitive strategies. So why are they so central to language learning?
Because they allow students to take control of their learning. They help them plan, monitor, and evaluate what they are doing.
So they basically learn how to learn.
Yes, and that is what differentiates more successful learning from less successful ones.
So what did you find about high performing versus low performing students?
We found that more successful students use a wider range of strategies, but importantly, they use them more effectively depending on the task.
So success is not random. It depends on how the students approach learning.
Exactly. It's about being flexible and strategic.
Okay, this has important implication for education. So, do you think school focus enough on teaching these strategies?
Not really. In many cases, the focus is on content, not on how students learn.
So, what should teachers do differently?
They should help students develop different learning strategies and become more independent learners.
I think that changed the role of the teacher quite a bit, I guess.
Yes, the teacher becomes a guide who supports the learning process, but not just someone who provides information.
I'm also curious about motivation. So, how do attitudes influence language learning?
The students with positive attitudes tend to use strategies more frequently, which improves their performance.
So, motivation is not just an outcome, it's part of the process itself, right?
Yes, exactly. It both influence and is influenced by how students learn.
After analyzing all these relationships, right? So, what do you think is the most important contribution of your research to understanding language learning?
The most important is understand that the language learning is not a linear process. It is dynamic and involves cognitive, emotional, and strategic factors. And the students are not passive learning, but active participants who shape their learning through the strategies they use. This means success is not fixed, but can develop over time. Therefore, teaching should focus not only on results, but also on improving the learning process.
I think that's a powerful idea because it really changed how we understand learning.
Yes, it shows that success can be developed, not just inherited.
Thank you for sharing these insights. This research helps us to understand that learning a language is not just about knowledge, but about the process behind it.